The recent crashes in the stock market have been all over the news. It's been making headlines for it seems like a couple of months now. But one thing that's not getting nearly as much love is silver and gold. Today, we're going to approach the topic of what if silver and gold stacking became as popular as investing in the stock market. Let's get into it. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. We're pushing hard for 3,000 subs. By the way, this gold chain is not gold. It's just simply plated in gold. It's actually sterling silver. I just kind of bought it as an inspiration for when I eventually make jewelry, but that's a dream for the future. Anyways, let's get into the video. Man, these Perth mint pieces look pretty. I'm gonna get some more of them here. Let me put some more out on display. So as of a Gallup poll that took place in 2023, 58% of American adults say they own stocks in some form or another. That's close to about 3 out of 5 adults here in America. And as of recent surveys, approximately 11% of American adults own gold and just under 12% own silver in the form of coins and bars. So there's a big discrepancy between 58% stock ownership and 10% silver and gold stacking. So my question is, what if silver and gold stacking quintupled in popularity? What would that mean for the spot price? And most importantly, what would that mean for the American people? In regards to spot price, when it comes to silver, I don't think retail buying would move the needle all that much. While silver stacking being 5 times more popular than it is currently may move it somewhat, I don't think it would move it as much as we think. There's a lot of silver out there, and there's evidence to suggest that there's significantly more silver above ground than we had thought previously. And in regards to gold, I think the price would actually appreciate a considerable amount, not a whole lot, but a noticeable amount, an amount that we could all acknowledge and say, yeah, that's us retail investors all buying in to gold. And while silver and gold is a very, very reliable asset, I think it being commonplace here in America, the same way that stock investing is, I think it would make the metals that much more bulletproof. One big drawback, though, would be the increased volatility that I personally think that we would see. Historically, gold has been a pretty stable asset with long periods of stagnation, and whenever bull runs did occur, it was somewhat smooth. It wasn't as volatile as silver or, let's say, a normal stock would be. But if retail investors piled their money into gold and split their investment budgets from stocks into the precious metals, I think we would start to see some increased volatility. Of course, you would have the flippers. They would be flipping, trying to sell gold and silver for a profit within short periods of time. There would be panic buys. There would be panic sells. There would simply be more cooks in the kitchen, and I think the spot price indicators would be evident of that. Now, with that being said, we do enjoy gold being a stable asset, but at the same time, more aggressive dips that happen more commonly would provide many more buying opportunities. Here in 2025, there pretty much hasn't been a buying opportunity except for the day that reciprocal tariffs were announced by Donald Trump when gold dipped very, very briefly below $3,000. Because right now we're back up over 3,300. There really hasn't been a rock solid, good buying opportunity in the past year and a half. But what does this all mean for the American investor? What does this all mean for financial security for the American people if silver and gold stacking were to become much more popular? There's one key aspect of silver and gold purchasing that I think would benefit the American people significantly, and that is the fact that buying silver and gold can scratch that material itch. The average American spends a lot of money on a lot of stuff that they really don't need, and if they were to develop a love and desire for collecting, let's say, beautiful Perth mint pieces or beautiful historic pre-33 gold, I think that hobbyist aspect of it would take over a lot of the materialistic desires that Americans clearly have. Maybe instead of buying that new flashy car, they'll think to themselves, well, instead of grabbing a $400 car payment every single month, I could buy a 1/10 ounce of gold. I know there are plenty of silver and gold stackers that have stated this to be true, that when they discovered stacking, they viewed the world differently. They viewed value differently. They didn't look at common plastic material goods the same way anymore. They saw through the flashy advertising, and instead they began putting that extra income, that disposable income, into real value like silver and gold. I think that would revolutionize culture here in America. I think that would completely change the playing field for retail spending habits here in America, and I think overall people would be more stable with their finances. If you were to take somebody that was on the fence about whether they should be a stacker or not and show them the beautiful Canadian wildlife series or all of the different cool Asahi rounds that they could purchase, I think that their eyes would light up, and then it would finally click to them what real value is. Don't even get me started on the collective side of things with Perth Mint and other semi-numismatic pieces. So right off the bat, I think Americans would be more financially stable. I think they would look forward to that next piece that they're going to pick up. I think they would look forward and feel the reward of that added weight to their stack. And I think it would kind of wake everybody up a little bit as to what true value is. Speaking for myself, I can certainly tell you that it woke me up to what true value is. I don't value things the same anymore. Now when I'm thinking about buying something, I'm looking at it through the lens of utility. What could it provide me? What use is it to me? How would it actually benefit my life as opposed to just being something that's fun and flashy that I can purchase? So in summary, I don't think silver would skyrocket or anything. And on the other hand, I do feel that gold might get a little bit of a bump. We would, in my personal opinion, see a bit more volatility in the markets, but even that would only provide more buying opportunities. I think industry would also pivot towards precious metals a lot more as well. I think the US Mint would finally stop being lazy and start creating really cool series. I'd love for the US Mint to create its own wildlife series, its own lunar calendar, maybe a geographic series with different monuments that are all over America. That would be incredible to see. Of course, this is all just a pipe dream. I don't think this will ever happen, but with the gains that gold has seen, maybe it will start to wake up the common public as to what real value is and expose the fiat dollar for the toilet paper currency that it actually is. But anyways, guys, tell me what you think down in the comments below. I love hearing what you guys have to say about things like this. Anyways, guys, stay safe out there. Keep stacking. Peace.